Everyone, and welcome back. On our last video, I showed you guys exactly how to set up a price chart with tradingview.com, and I showed you guys how we can deal with different time frames like the weekly or the daily or the 4-hour time frame, and how we can add stars to these and basically add them to our favorites so that we can flip through these time frames very easily, as much as we need. I also talked about how we can switch from the line chart to the candlestick chart. And just as an FYI, what a line chart does is it just takes the closing price or the ending price of the day and then connects a line in between. But with the candlestick chart, we get a little bit more information. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Now with the candlestick chart, we have green, meaning that the price went up for that day, or red, meaning the price went down for that day. And just to be clear, it doesn't have to always mean one day. Because we're looking at the daily time frame, maybe right now every candle represents 1 day's worth of time. But if I switch to the 1-hour chart, this means that every single candle here represents 1 hour's worth of time. So depending on your time frame, it tells you different information just by how the time is getting subdivided. So that fat part that we see here, the colored part, is the candle body. And the upper and lower parts here, that's with the skinny rectangle, are the wicks. So they're usually called the candle shadows or the candle wicks, and those indicates the highs and the lows of the day. And then so if we kind of look back on our daily chart, we can see that we have different candlesticks everywhere. Ones with large wicks in the bottom, ones with small candle bodies like here. So you can see that depending on what happened on that day, it kind of paints this final picture. So let's go ahead and look at the anatomy of the last day that we saw. And just as an FYI, we can move the y-axis to scrunch or decompress the chart, and we can also do the same thing with the x-axis as well. So that's what I was doing right here. And then what I'm going to do is also grab this horizontal rate tool. I'm going to show you guys that this is the beginning of the price for the day, and this was the ending price of the day. Cool. So if we go ahead and subdivide the time out and we look at the 1-hour chart, this is exactly what we saw. You can see that price started right here, and in the beginning of the day went down, and by the end of the day went up a little bit and then closed right here. And all of that information was described perfectly by looking at this chart right here. The beginning of the day, end of the day, and then anything in between is described by those candle wicks or those candle shadows. So with that being said, hope you guys learned a little bit about candlesticks. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video.